The rising star, Carlos Prates, is back, and he's fighting Neil Magny. I like that he's pulling together, fights at a faster rate. Like he's fighting more often. Shows initiative, and he's trying to gun for maybe a title shot, and just staying in the eyes and the spotlight of MMA media. So he is a rising star. He's gotten a lot of hype recently. Um, when I saw him last fight, I didn't see anything, like particularly special, but that's because I didn't look at his record. But I looked at his record recently, and there is some special there. Um, he's got knockout power. He's got a really good reach. He knows how to utilize his reach, his length. Pause, but not a lot of fighters utilize their reach well, and he's one of the fighters that could utilize their reach with the best of them. And then that coupled with the amount of power he's got and the IQ, the striking IQ he's got as well, he's able to knock people out and just take people out of their games at a faster clip. So he's really good at that, and I feel like that's what makes him so noteworthy as a rising star. He knows how to put combinations together. He knows how to get you where you're vulnerable. He knows how to put power in the shots to where you're vulnerable. And again, he's got that crazy reach. So he knows how to utilize that length that he's got. Again, pause. But he knows how to utilize it to reach his opponent from a farther distance. So he's utilizing his range, his reach, and that combination is just, it can be very deadly, but not very deadly for a grappler. But that's something for a later time. Right now, we're just talking about Prates versus Magny, because Magny's next up. We all know Neil Magny is a veteran, UFC veteran. He's been serving a lot as like the trial test for a lot of up and comers. I think he just recently beat that Canadian guy. I forgot his name already. This up and coming Canadian rising star. He was doing pretty well until he fought Magny, and then that ended up being a fight that the young Canadian star, he was winning. But at the end he did gas out a bit, and then Neil Magny took advantage and finished him via ground and pound. So it was a very humiliating loss for that young Canadian boy, but it was still a message that Neil Magny sent to the organization, which is he's still in it. He's still good. He's not washed. But in my opinion, at least, Neil Magny's never really been that good. He's got reach. He's got length, just like Carlos Prates does, and that's what I think will make this fight interesting. But he's also got like decent grappling know-how, but he's not. I wouldn't really consider him good. He's kind of there. He's all right. That's why I feel like the UFC uses him as a test for all these new guys, and he's here being the test for Carlos Prates. I don't think he's a big step up from Li Jingliang, the guy that Carlos Prates last fought, but it's still nevertheless a step up in competition for Carlos Prates. And I'd love to see what he can do with this one, because again, both guys here are rangy and can utilize their distance and their spatial awareness well. I feel like Carlos Prates utilizes it a little better than Magny, coupled with the fact that I feel like he has a higher striking IQ than Neil Magny does, and a bit more power than Neil Magny does. So, of course, I'm definitely going to go with Prates in this fight. I feel like he'll probably tag Magny in the second round. I think both fighters will, it'll be like a rangy, long distance fight in the first round, where both fighters are trying to land a jab followed by a cross, maybe a couple kicks in there as well, but just trying to figure out their spatial, situation and spatial awareness. And then as it goes into round two, then they'll start to, bite on things, and they'll start to commit to things and just throw more and and step forward more. And I feel like when that happens, Prates has the advantage. Again, given his higher striking IQ and his higher amount of power, but he's just as rangy as Neil Magny is. It's just the fact that he's got more IQ and more power, in my opinion, at least. So I think he'll utilize that, move forward, and just tag Magny. Magny will probably get stunned by something, maybe an overhand or a hook, and it'll drop him, and then Prates will probably finish Magny via ground and pound. I don't see this fight going to the ground at all. If it does, it could be a bit of a back and forth on the ground. Who knows? Neil Magny could maybe chase a submission and get it and cause another huge upset. I think that would be very good for him because he could be known as that guy who keeps breaking the rising stars, and he could make more of a name for himself that way. But I don't think he'll beat Prates. I think Prates is justifiably a certified rising star. He's got the power, he's got the reach, he's got the IQ, and I think he'll bring it all when he's fighting Neil Magny. And I think he'll, like I said, he'll pretty much tag Magny pretty bad, likely on the chin, side of the head range with a hook or an overhand. And it'll drop Magny, and Carlos Prates moves further up in the welterweight division. We'll see what's next from there. But yeah, I think that's how this fight pretty much goes. I think this is the main event for a fight night coming up, so should be good. Let's see what happens. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next.